Consider it the end of an era. The end of the one who started it all. On June 30th, it'll all be over for Pebble. Pebble was a smartwatch company who basically started smartwatches. It makes me feel so sad to have to say that it's just about over. Pebble was a smartwatch company that still to this day has the most successful Kickstarter campaign. And so it began. The first Pebble was not very stylish, but it was the first of many. It was simple. It was connected to your phone and view notifications, send pre-written messages, or control your media that was playing. It was practically open source. Pebble had released a Pebble SDK before launch for community creations, and there was many. Games, utilities, and even Uber made its way to the simple black and white display watch. The screen was made with e-paper display with a resolution of 144 by 168. E-paper isn't used all too often due to how it can make a device feel, maybe too cheap, or maybe some of the low resolutions that can be outputted unless you spend a lot of money on that. But it's perfect for a smartwatch, especially a smartwatch that had a 7-day battery life. Versus some smartwatches nowadays, you can only get 8 hours or so. Soon there was a Pebble Stil, a far more stylish version of the Pebble, with all the same features, including the water resistance. Then there was the Pebble Time, which was pretty much the Pebble, except now in color. As well as that, it also had other features. A new OS called Timeline OS, as well as a microphone to reply to text with. This was trivial, and showed a really big pickup point in Pebble's business. However, there was competition now, such as the Apple Watch and Android Wear. Those watches looked like actual watches and had more features, and Pebble simply could not keep up with the times. In response to this, they created a Pebble Time Stil, a bit more fashionable and stylish version of the Pebble Time. There soon was the Pebble Time Round, which was pretty much a Pebble Time, except now round. Pretty self-explanatory, but it wasn't the same, as it lacked the same water resistance. It ditched a 7-day battery and went for a 2-day battery instead. It did support the same charger, however. But then, there was nothing. A void, if you will. Nobody really heard anything from Pebble. But then one day there was a blog post, and they had released a new trailer showing off new iterations of both the Pebble and the Pebble Time, the Pebble 2 and the Pebble Time 2. As well as that, there was the Pebble Core, simply a button that you could press in order to just play music on a 3G connection. People were excited. After having my Pebble Time for about 2 years, I was ready for the new Pebble Time. When Pebble couldn't raise the funds that they wanted to, they had turned to Kickstarter, and that's how you could tell something was wrong. It wasn't until October of 2017 that Pebble was officially sunk. Buying them came Fitbit, and they were offering $40 million for Pebble to close up shop and start working with Fitbit. So that was that. All Pebble services officially end on June 30th, 2018. And while I've just about switched to Wear OS, it makes me really sad that it has to end. This little watch did a lot of things that others simply might not be able to do now. And yes, it did have a lot of flaws. For one, it scratched way too easily. The display did look blocky and undetailed, and it couldn't do a lot with your notifications. But I think it was about the simplicity and what it did and what it made you do. It wasn't about working with technology. It was about ensuring that you didn't have to look at your phone every time you got a notification. Now, there's just certain things you can't beat about the Pebble. The price, the features for that price, the simplistic look, the water resistance, and the community. Plain out the subtlety. That is why I truly love this watch, and why I fell in love with Pebble, and why I was willing to shell out $170 the second I heard about the Pebble Time 2. While there's now open source clients, such as Rebel OS and Gadget Bridge, that'll keep your Pebble up and running, and most of its features guaranteed, it just won't be the same. While there's also smartwatches like Amazfit Bip that aren't trying to fill those shoes, it's just not going to be the same. I wish the Pebble a happy afterlife, and hope that other companies take inspiration from just what made this thing special. Pebble was truly important to me, and the amount of work that I did put in to get mine was a lot. Goodbye, Pebble.